Yes, you read that right. However, you might have the wrong idea. I'm not referring to the robot of the same name in Fallout New Vegas in parentheses 2010. I'm referring to a unique power fist that can be found in Fallout 3 in parentheses 2009. One must wonder if Fisto, in parentheses character, is named after Fisto, in parentheses power fist. I sure did. So I asked designer Robert Lee about it. According to General Lee, it was a pure coincidence, and the name actually derives from he and James Mellely joking about famous Star Wars character Kit Fisto while thinking of ideas for their sex bot. Okay, with that investigation out of the way, I start my life the same way all women do. Good at never mind. I feel as though I don't need to talk about the first 16 years of my life aside from reminding you that everything is invalidated by me shooting a roach when I was 10. Look, I was a different person when I was 10 years old. Weren't you? Although maybe I'm not so different because while escaping the vault, I roach stomped vicariously through Butch. Aside from that though, I didn't kill anyone else on my way out. Fisto can be found all the way up north near MDPL 13 power station. My trip there involves several dog bites, but it's fine, I'm used to it. When I get to the power station, I find Fisto reporting for duty on a desk upstairs. I test it out on a bunch of feral ghouls who chased me up here. It's a heavy-duty piece of machinery, so it handles the ghouls very easily. This is because I accidentally had the game on very easy. Whoops. Fisto's condition degrades a bit faster than a regular power fist in return for dealing a whole extra 5 damage. Aside from the coincidental name, that's about all that's special about Fisto. I wasn't awarded the position of final boss of dallying for nothing, so I dally off to Big Town. There, the fastest man alive asks me to save a few of his friends from super mutants. For the most part, Fisto serves well against them, despite me being severely underleveled. The only exception to this is the super mutant torturing Shorty in the basement. Maybe it's just because of my well-established reputation for resurrecting the dead, but this particular mutant continues to talk even after Fisto puts him down.
You calling little?
Shut up now!
Oh God. Kill me quickly, I beg you.
After him, though, I save Red from her jail cell. Barring a few landmine incidents, I escort them out of the police station, fend off their super mutant captors, and escort them back to Big Town safely. Then I just stop Time Bomb from blowing up and leave them all to their devices. Now I decide to start going to Galaxy News Radio. Not for the main quest per se, but because I want to get to Underworld. Until that's possible, Fisto and I lead the charge in front of the Lion's Pride. Handling a majority of the mutants. This includes the Behemoth, when that big son of a very bad mother shows up. This little maneuver costs me the grand majority of my stim packs, but I keep punching at his ankles until he can't feel his legs, on account of the fact that he is dead. I agreed to get the Moonlander for 3 Dog, but I never ever do. I only take the objective because I wanted a waypoint to the mall. I get lost very easily. Speaking of the mall though, when I get there, I pump myself full of various performance-enhancing chems, then start swinging my Fisto at mutants. I clear most of the mall's exterior, but Fisto is running low on durability, and I'm running low on stims. So I leave the mall to do a quick shopping trip in Megaton, then return to finish the job. Upon entering Underworld, I get the fuck scared out of me by Winthrop. I'd like to apologize to all of Ghoul kind for this insensitive behavior. Now that I'm here, I talk to Mr. Crowley, and start You Gotta Shoot Him in the Head, a quest that I haven't done since 2017. I threaten each of the key holders by telling them that I'm gonna shove my Fisto up their photonic resonation chamber. Except for Tenpenny. That guy's a little man with a big tower, so I punch him clean off it and snatch the key from his corpse. I give all of the keys to Crowley, then head out to Fort Constantine on my own. I wait around until he arrives and ambush him once he retrieves the T-51 armor. I don't have power armor training yet, but I keep it in my pockets for now. Then I travel out to Smith Casey's garage to rescue my dad from Betty. Well, not before I make Timmy cry and break up a happy marriage. and murder a woman in a freak chandelier accident. At last, Betty makes me put on a mask and wants me to stab everyone to death. But the knife is not Fisto, so now that I've had my fun, I activate the failsafe and exit the simulation. Then I meet Dad at the Jefferson Memorial and clear out all of the scary monsters in the basement. However, while we're fixing up the place, far scarier monsters come in from the sky. The Enclave! Fuck, I hate the Enclave. And that was before they killed my dad. Now Actually, I don't feel much different. But Dr. Lee, myself, and a bunch of people with names not worth mentioning escaped through the secret tunnels under the memorial. Despite me saying that I didn't want to rush the main quest, I kind of did. But that's okay. I did my daily quota of side content. The Brotherhood accepts us with open arms into the Citadel, where Paladin Gunny teaches me how to put on my armor. Rothschild shows me where to find a Gek, and speaking of Rin, I meet the ones at Little Lamplight. Despite having the charisma for it, I was too fucking stupid to take the Child at Heart perk before now. So instead I have to go over to Paradise Falls. I pay Grouse to get inside and use this slight advantage to start killing these worthless slavers from within. I feel like there were more slavers here last time I did this. I think paying 500 caps might have been pointless, but well. McCready lets me into Little Lamplight once his friends return and leads me into Vault 87. This time around, my stupid dead dentist would be proud of me, because I pack almost 90 stim packs instead of the 2 that I had that other time. That plus the T-51 makes the super mutants extremely easy to wipe out en masse. I specifically intentionally avoid letting Fox out of his prison. Maybe that seems cruel, and it probably is, but I wanted to grab the Gek myself. There's never been a reason for me to do it before, but now I have the chance to do it for a video. It's kind of like when people who actually make money from their videos put something they bought in it just for the sake of being able to list it as a tax write-off. I don't mean that in a bad way though. I hope to be able to try it myself someday. Anyway, the only challenge of acquiring the Gek is Fisto's low durability, which causes me to have to stop punching mutants at risk of it breaking. As I make my exit, I'm captured by Colonel Autumn, and I'm tortured. Verbally. I tell him to go fuck himself, and the president whisks him away. President Eden and I have a little talk. Then I leave the Enclave to fall apart due to infighting. Before returning to the Citadel, I crush Moira Brown's dreams of being a famous writer. This is because my dreams of being a famous writer were also crushed when I was cursed with an attention span best described as deficit. In the Citadel, I describe the nature of my kidnapping and insult Sarah Lyons to her face. I stock up on a few measly stims I won't need before heading out. Not to pit women against each other, but I like Torres way more than I like Durga. Now, let's go kick the Enclave's ass. And by that, I mean spend 8 minutes following the slowest fucking robot in the world. Here's a piece of true, actual information. The first, and maybe only, time I sided with the Brotherhood in 4, I fell asleep during the walk to the Institute. That's not a joke. I fell asleep. I managed to hold forward while walking across the bottom of the river in power armor. Then as soon as I got to the other side, I woke up and got back in action. Just a little power nap during what's meant to be the epic finale of the game, right? That doesn't happen to me now, though. I managed to last the full walk without needing a nap. And when we're inside, I kill Colonel Autumn with a few punches to the face and or back. Then I type in the code to the purifier, power it up, and beat Fallout 3 with Fisto. But hey, don't go anywhere, cause 2 weeks later, I wake up in the Citadel. I guess I did need a power nap after all. The extreme radiation in the purifier sent Sarah and I into comas. I don't know enough about gamma radiation to dispute the logic behind that. Rothschild has some other new task for me right after I wake up. To be honest, I wasn't really listening. That's not even a bit. I completely zoned out the second my ability to walk was gone. Whatever it was, he sends me to the very bottom left corner of the map. What I'm doing is helping Paladin Tristan assault some Enclave base. A satellite array or something? Look, honestly, I've only played Broken Steel once. I hardly know what's going on. I do know that after clearing out the encampment, Liberty Prime is killed in action. Good. I hate him so much. Now that he's gone, I have to do most of the Enclave killing on my own. It seems like they've gotten a lot tougher in the time that I've been asleep, but Fisto gets the job done all the same. I finally figure out what I'm here for, which is to download something off of a terminal and deliver it back to Rothschild. Tristan has another job for me to do, which is to grab a Tesla coil from old Olney. Once again, I wasn't paying that much attention, so what it's for, I've got no clue. I just know that I briefly make friends with Deathclaw using mind control, not to be confused with all of the ones in the office building who I make enemies with. I was going to fight them all, but I lost interest as soon as I realized that each one would take like 30 hits to kill. Fuck that. Instead, I just run past them, kill some more Enclave, run past some sentry bots, and acquire the Tesla coil. I do have to kill a single Deathclaw on my way out in order to fast travel to Tristan with the coil. Then he sends me right back out to finally defeat the Enclave once and for all for like the 10th time. Surely they won't return once again in the future. I take the sewers underneath the White House to the presidential train station or whatever. I know it might be a little confusing given all the sewage currently residing in the White House, but I don't ever actually go inside. Just through the sewers. Political, The train station is full of tanky-ass robots who are not even a little bit worth the time they take to kill them. Is that this whole DLC? Enemies with too much health? Am I just a little bitch? The answer is yes to that last question, but the jury's still out on the others. I hop on the train and try not to get motion sick, but that is a losing battle because oh man did my head start hurting after that. I invade the Enclave's final, for real this time, fortress at Adams Air Force Base. Like the rest of this DLC, the entire way to the mobile base I just avoid all the enemies. In my defense, like half of them are on rooftops that I can't get to anyway, so it's not my fault. Inside the crawler I actually do kill a few of them. Not all of them, because the charm of broken steel wore off the second I woke up in the Citadel. It's okay though, it's almost over, because I load up a nuclear payload from the control room and escape on a Brotherhood commandeered vertibird alongside the newly awakened Sarah. Together we all fly off into the sunset after our victory. Scratch that. My victory. We touch down outside the Citadel where they all learn that it's gone. Everyone inside wiped out by me in a single missile from the crawler. One must wonder, if the Enclave had the ability to just launch a missile to destroy the Brotherhood this entire time, why not do it way earlier? Could it be that this DLC isn't very good? No, it couldn't be that. Either way, I beat Broken Steel with only Fisto. Although to be honest, I'm not too proud of this one. I barely even used the thing. And I complained about it the entire time. Okay, well, I'm gonna go learn how to tie my shoes. Bye.